reject modernity and embrace masculinity. Society, modern world, wants men to be weak, soft, and feminine. Society is trying to bring men down and lift women up. What this is doing is it's making this playing field of androgyny, where we're mixing men and women. And now I walk down the street and it's tough to tell if this woman's really a woman or if she's a man. What is she? It's tough to tell anymore. That's what society wants, is they have this idea that masculinity is toxic, that femininity is the way to be, that everybody should be feminine. And this is false. This is one of the most toxic things modern day. And this is why we want to reject modernity and embrace masculinity. Because for each and every one of you men out there, in order to get the life, the woman, the world, the career, the lifestyle that you want, you need to embody your masculinity. You need to step into who you want to be, who you strive to become as a man, and step into that and embody your most hyper masculine, healthy, positive masculinity. It's not easy, and it's really difficult when we have society trying to pull men off the course. We're being fed this narrative that masculinity is toxic, that men should be more in their feelings, that they should be expressive and emotional. Well, men, how is that working out for you? Are you getting the results? Are you expressing your emotions to your woman? Is that turning her on? Is that making her really attracted to you? Yeah, tell me how that's working. Doesn't seem to be working. What's really interesting is that women, society, they respond differently than they say what they want. Meaning, so if a woman says, I want a man that expresses himself, he's more emotional, that he can cry in front of me. Well, what happens when you do exactly what she says? She's repulsed, repelled, and then she's done with him. She's looking for a real man. So women will respond differently than they think they want. And it's important for men to understand this. And through reading books such as The Way of the Superior Man, Coach Corey Wayne's book, what's the book? The 99%. What's it called? We'll cut this out. Coach Corey Wayne's book, The 3% Man. Looking at these books, these resources, and these leaders, these thought leaders, as a way to tell us and guide us what healthy masculinity looks like. What does a man get to do in order to build himself up and be the leader of himself so he can lead the men and the women around him? That's what it comes down to. The women are looking for the real men. They're all asking, where are the real men? Well, because society, women have told men to be more feminine, now there aren't as many real men because they want a man that can actually be strong, be grounded, be unperturbable, be an immovable mountain that doesn't get emotional, that can control his emotions or express his emotions appropriately, be able to understand what he's feeling and express that appropriately, not to just vomit emotions and to become completely emotional and unkiltered, where it's just the whim. If a woman can push you off center and you become unkiltered, you can become perturbed, and that then is a sign of weakness. That is a lack of masculine strength. When you can be moved off center, or when society is trying to tell you, you need to be different. Don't go outside and play. Don't be aggressive. Don't be competitive. Don't do this. They want you to suppress your masculinity. Well, it's time to reject that and learn, what does it look like to embody masculinity in a healthy way? What can you do to embrace your masculinity? Educate yourself. You're going to learn from me here. You can learn from the books I mentioned earlier. There's so many resources out there now that are trying to help men, because we see that men are being, one, they're not being led, or they're being led astray by society. And so it's time that men step up to help other men. Men that have done the work, that have learned how to improve themselves and how to get success with women, with money, with career, with their relationships, spiritually. Looking at the men that have those successes and then asking those men for either mentorship, support, coaching, or just observing what they do and learning from what they do, the way they behave, the way they speak, the way they convey themselves, the way they stand, the way that they behave, looking at the positive masculine role models out there and looking at what are the ways that they show up in their life. What's their physique? Do they take care of themselves? Are they fit? Do they have an aesthetic body? What's their mindset? How do they think? And so if we can look at what positive masculinity looks like and you embrace that and you embody it, then everything else is going to fall into place. You're now going to be attracted to women. You're going to have the respect of men. You're going to have a fit body. Everything's going to line up because you're coming back to yourself. You're coming within to your primal human nature and embodying your masculine strength. That's what this is about. So, men, reject modernity, embrace your masculinity, step into it. And yeah, it's not an easy task, especially when you have so much information out there trying to tell you different things. Be in your feelings, be hyper expressive, blah, blah, blah. Well, look at the men that are getting the results. Look at the men that have the body, the mind, the emotional control, and the lifestyle that you're looking for. Find those men. Look up to those men. Look for support from them and form a brotherhood of like-minded men. That's what we need. That's what's going to help men. That's going to help to heal this world of men that are toxic because they've been led into this feminine narrative. By having community, brotherhood, tribe, and having these conversations with one another, giving support to one another, this is how we can lift each other up so that we can bring positive masculinity back into the world and so that we can lead men back to being empowered in a strong masculine way where men and women complement each other. Men can then show up for their families, for their communities, and for society as a whole. So, men, reject modernity, embrace masculinity, and embody the best version of you. If you're looking for coaching, you can find a link in the description below. The MAP, the Men's Aesthetic Program, opens up tomorrow. If you're interested in that, go to primalrx.com/map. Get the Peak Physique Playbook for free at primalrx.com/playbook. Again, I'm Cody, and I'm here to help men build the aesthetic body, the confidence, and embody the masculine strength to become the best versions of themselves. Peace.